Hey y'all, hey, what is up? I am Ebony Yvonne, your favorite business strategist in these internet streets. Today we are talking about consistency. Consistency. Yes, we are talking about consistency. Don't exit out of this video. Yes, we're talking about consistency today, and you need to hear it. All right.
I attract money. Wealth is in my reach. I got everything I want and everything I need. I keep my mind.
All right. So today we are talking about consistency because this is something that I know so many coaches, consultants, service providers, bloggers, freelancers, entrepreneurs, you name it. This is something that so many people struggle with, okay? And I ain't gonna lie, it's something I used to struggle with and not even used to. I still have to coach myself sometimes to be consistent, okay? But I remember 3 or 4 years ago, I had a coach tell me, Ebony, you want to know why your sales are so inconsistent? Because you're inconsistent. I was like, what? What? Who is she talking to like this? But that was the truth. Basically, my coach was like, Ebony, you know what? Your customers, they show up when they feel like it because you show up when you feel like it. So that actually did something to me, and I was like, you know what? She done snatched my edges, and she is totally telling the truth. So that is something that made me focus on being more consistent, because when you realize that you're consistent, you will realize that your audience is consistent and predictable as well. Not only that, when you're consistent and you show up every day for your business, then you're setting a foundation and an expectation so people know what to expect from you and from your brand. The way I like to look at it is, think about like your favorite rap song, right? Or a song that you hear on the radio all the time. Like, I remember when City Girls came out, I did not like City Girls. I didn't want to like them. I was like, what is this reactivity on my radio right now? But the more I heard the song Act Up, the more the song grew on me. And that's because I heard it over and over and over and over again. And that's how consistency works, right? The more you show up for your brand consistently, the more people are going to remember you. So even if someone doesn't need your product or service right now, when they do need it, your brand is going to be top of mind because you've been consistent, you've been promoting on a regular basis, you've been on social media, you've been, going to events, whatever it is, you will be top of mind for people. So think about like when you first heard City Girls and you were like, what is this, right? And before you knew it, at least for me, I was like, I ain't trying to hear this. And before I knew it, I was in my car like, act up, you could get snatched up. Act up, you could get snatched up, right? And before I knew it. But it was because literally the song was in heavy rotation. Every single time I got in my car, I was hearing the song over and over and over again. So subconsciously, it was already being ingrained in my mind. And as I heard the song more and more and more, not only did I have to be in my car hearing the song, I could be at my desk working, and all of a sudden the lyrics are still in my head, and I'm like typing on the keyboard, talk about some act up, you could get snatched up, right? Because the song was top of mind. It was consistently being promoted over and over and over again. So it was always top of my mind. That is how you have to be with your business. You have to show up consistently. You need to be in heavy rotation so that when it comes to whatever product or service that you provide, you are literally always on the top of people's minds. They cannot get around you, right? You are ingrained in their brands. Not only that, when you're consistent, it helps your customers to be consistent. So like for me, sometimes I have a home office. This is my office here. This is where I do the majority of my work, right? But sometimes I get tired of looking at these blue walls and I just need a fresh scene. So I may go work at Starbucks or something. So let's say that I go to the same Starbucks to work every single day. And then one day I show up to work at Starbucks and they're closed. It's like, oh, we're closed for renovations, or the hot water doesn't work, or whatever. If that happens once, it might be okay, they were closed today, but they'll be back open tomorrow, right? So the next day when I show up, if they're closed again, I'm going to be like, okay, what's happening? Like, I'm trying to get work done, so I need to find a new place to work, right? So instead of me going to the same Starbucks on the third day, I'm probably going to Google other coffee shops in my neighborhood, right? So that I can find somewhere to get my work done. So let's say the Starbucks is closed the first day. I might just go back home and be like, dang, Starbucks was closed. And let's say the next day, the second day, I'll go back, Starbucks is still closed. At this point, I'm like, okay, let me find somewhere else to work because they still closed again. So I find a new coffee shop across in my neighborhood, and I'm like, you know what, this coffee shop is kind of nice. I cannot believe I have never been here before. It's popping. They playing the low-key smooth jazz in the background. The mochas are piping hot and delicious, just like I like them. You know, they leave a little extra room just like I like it. Like, I like this coffee shop. So on the third day, Starbucks is hitting me up like, Ebony, what's up? We open today. We back open. And to me, I'm like, okay, like, what does that have to do with me? Like, I found a new spot to go to. Like, if y'all wouldn't have been closed all those days, I wouldn't have known that this dope coffee shop exists over here, right? And that's how you have to look at your business. If you are inconsistent once, twice, that might be fine. But if you're constantly being inconsistent and people don't know what to expect from you, they don't know where to find you, you don't have products in stock, whatever it is, then they're going to find it somewhere else. And it could be a temporary solution where they find it and it's like, okay, this got me through until I could get this product when it comes back in stock. But sometimes they may go somewhere else and find something better. So that is why it's so important to be consistent. When you show up consistently, you don't have to worry about if I'm going to find a new place to go, a new coffee shop to go work at, because you already know that you're there and you're top of mind, that you're my go-to place, right? So that is why I say it's important to be consistent. I know it is something that we all struggle with, but if you want your business to be successful, you want to have predictable, scalable income, you have to be consistent. As a business owner, you don't get to work when you feel like it. You have to show up every day. Okay, all right, so here is to being consistent. In the comments, I want you to let me know, like, if you have tips or strategies that help you to stay on track, to be consistent in your business. Let me know. If you were like me and like you can hate a song and then all of a sudden, because you've heard it 1,100 times, it's top of your mind, you're singing it, you know, all day, you're bobbing along when it comes on the radio. Let me know in the comments if this video is helpful. And as always, sharing is caring. Tag your biz bestie or someone who can benefit from this information.
I got my money up. Get your money up. I got my money up. I got my money up. Get your money up. I got